Aloha, everybody. This is Tiggy Maximus with Tiggy Maximus Talks on YouTube, episode 44. We made it to 44, guys. Just want to get on here pretty quickly. I wanted to make some predictions on UFC Fight Night, Strickland versus imavov, and the NFL wildcard weekend. So let's start off with the UFC. We have a light heavyweight main event. We have Sean Strickland, who's moving up in weight. Last minute add in, actually. Um, Only because Calvin Gaslam, was it Kelvin or Kevin? Anywho, um, he's going up against imavov, and This one's going to be a good main event, and I like that this will probably be a stand-up match for the most part. But I gotta say, imavov will beat Sean Strickland tonight. Next up, we have um, Ig versus Jackson. I think Ig is going to win this one. We got Soriano and Kopilov. I got Soriano winning this one, actually. Next up, we have Vieira going against Raquel Pennington, but I got Vieira winning. We also got Norma Gumedov um, going up against Barcelos, but I got Omar Nurmagomedov winning that one. We got Basharat versus Mundaka, but I got Basharat winning this one. We also got Ribeiro and Rashak Al Hassan. Even though Al Hassan is a hard hitter, but I have a feeling that Ribeiro is going to win this one. Um, Next up, we have Rebecca versus Fiore. I'm leaning towards Rebecca on this one. Next up, we have Nashimiendo versus Hernandez. I think Nashimiendo is going to win this one. Next up, we have Arguta, actually, going up against Aguirre. I'm picking Arguta to win this one. Last but not least, we have the opener of the UFC Fight Night card. We got Johnson and Flick, and I'm picking Johnson to win this one. So those are my picks for tonight's UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas. Have fun with those picks. Follow me or make your own. Have fun with it. The show will start at 1, and the main card will start at 4 o'clock, actually, which will lead right into the NFL playoffs. So today starts round 1 of the NFL playoffs. We got um, 49ers hosting the Seahawks, which starts at 1:30 or so. It's going to be in San Francisco. And then nightcap, it's going to be Chargers and Jaguars. That's going to be exciting. It's in prime time. Trevor Lawrence versus Justin Herbert. Um, the battle of the gunslingers. So that's going to be a pretty explosive primetime game tonight. And I'm going to be at Wood Ranch Barbecue in Mission Valley. Good food. Get some guys together and we get a good night out of it. Um, so I'm going to predict all 6 wildcard round games. There's 3 tomorrow, actually, and there's 1 Monday Night Football game. So I'm picking Chargers to beat the Jaguars tonight. I'm picking 49ers to beat the Seahawks today. And tomorrow, I got the Bills beating the Dolphins. And we got the Bengals beating the Ravens. And my shocker pick, I'm picking the Giants to beat the Vikings. Even though the Vikings have a great record, but I have a feeling the Giants might be the tougher team and might outlast the Vikings and may have exposed the Vikings of being a fraudish 12-5 team. Or they 12-5 or yeah, 12-5, 13-4. To have that great of a record but play really bad on defense, that's kind of fraudish. And then Monday Night Football, we got Cowboys and Buccaneers, and I'm thinking the upset, even though the Buccaneers are the higher seed, but they're 8-9, and the Cowboys are, I believe, 12-5. So, with that being the case, you would think the Cowboys should easily win this one, but I think the Buccaneers might pull off a big victory and beat the Cowboys. So Tom Brady will get one more victory in the playoffs before he'll probably lose in the second round, maybe. So those are my picks, guys. Follow them. Enjoy the games. Um, I think there's an SDSU New Mexico game going on today, and Duke and Clemson is also going on today. Hopefully SDSU beats New Mexico. SDSU, I believe, is like number 24, 23 in the nation, and Duke is number 24 in the nation. So good luck to those guys. And I actually made a possible fantasy football team name for next year. I think I would call it the um, the blue red devil Aztecs. How does that sound? The blue red devil Aztecs. I kind of like it. I might actually use that for one of my fantasy football teams. I will probably still do another 5 leagues for 2023. And if I haven't mentioned already, I actually won my own fantasy football league after 15 years as commissioner. So proud of myself. I beat my buddy Tom. He was the number 1 seed, and I was the number 6 seed, and I had a Cinderella run, and this was my time. So 15 years. Hopefully, I don't have to keep doing this every 15 years to win one, but it likes I like being on top. That's what she said. Anywho, I did go to an AEW event on Wednesday at the Kia Forum in Inglewood, California. That's where the Great Western Forum used to be named, and that's where Showtime Lakers used to play at, and I guess also where the LA Kings played at when Wayne Gretzky was around. So they renamed it eventually to from the Great Western Forum to the Kia Forum, which is across the street from SoFi Stadium, which I will be at for WrestleMania 39 nights 1 and 2. Can't wait for that. But yeah, the AEW event, it was a fun event to go to. I saw a lot of the superstars, wrestlers that I've come to like. Saw Brian Cage. He won his match. He won his match with a big guy. That was taking place on AEW Dark. Um, we also had I saw the House of Black with Brody King and Malachi Black. They beat Eddie Kingston and Ortiz. For some strange reason, Eddie Kingston, the Mad King, did not even tag in Ortiz the entire match, and they lost. House of Black looks pretty good. I'm a big fan of Malachi Black, who used to be Aleister Black in WWE. Um, I got to see Sting. He came after Darby Allin defeated Juice Robinson to retain his TNT championship. Um, I got to see Britt Baker teaming up with Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter is the AEW Women's Champion. It's great that they tag team together and they beat Saraya, who you guys remember as Paige from WWE, and Toni Storm from WWE. Great matchup between the four ladies. Put on a great match. I loved it. Um, I like to see Britt Baker and Saraya, one of them or both of them would challenge Jamie Hayter. That would make for a tremendous, amazing match. Um, got to see Hook. He was teaming with Jungle Boy. They beat Lee Moriarty. Lee Moriarty, you guys might remember as Cass, part of the Enzo and Cass duo, when they do that whole thing about the SAWFT soft. So, um, yeah, but when I saw Lee Moriarty, aka Cass, he looked kind of uncomfortable moving around as a big man. So that's look um, something to look after and kind of monitor that, you know. But seeing Hook wrestle live, he's a tremendous wrestler. He even did a suplex on Lee Moriarty. It took him 3 tries though, but it was amazing to see it and great victory for Jungle Boy and Hook. That is like a weird combination, but they make it work. What else? I did see Adam Cole. He had some good news. He is coming back from injury, and bad news for everybody in the locker room. Um, I did get to see Daniel Bryan. He got to fight with uh, Takisha or Takishita. So good matchup. The American Dragon, Daniel Bryan. He did hit the flying knee, the running knee, the running flying knee, and he had to put on the label lock um to finish off Takishita. Um, the thing is, he didn't tap out. Uh, he didn't tap out, but he passed out. So the referee acknowledged that he passed out, and that was it for the match. Um, and then that was happening on Dynamite, and then I think that the Acclaim came out with Billy Gunn. So the Acclaim is the tag team champions of AEW. I can see why they're such a big act. Um, they're funny. They had to do 2 takes um, because the first time they tried it, they messed up, and the second time they got it. And like, apparently, they got a star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood, so that's pretty cool. And then apparently, who came out was the sons of Billy Gunn, and the sons of Billy Gunn, called Gun Control, got pants by the Acclaim, and that was a fun segment. Got to see Stingray from Cobra Kai. He got the guitar shot from Jeff Jarrett. Um, I did get to see. Um, oh, um, it was the main event of Dynamite. Um, it was for the Trios AEW Championship, 3 guys on both teams, and this was I guess you could call it um, a best of 7, which ended with a tables, ladders, and chairs match. Death Triangle were the champions with Pac, Penta. I love the whole Cero Miedo, no fear. I love that saying. Um, and Phoenix. So going up against Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, and that was a tremendous match. That's one of those 5-star matches, you know, you just love to watch. And I got to see some of the finishing moves coming from Penta. Great high flying action from Phoenix. Seeing the Young Bucks do their thing live, it's just amazing live. And Kenny Omega with his V trigger, that's always awesome to see. And he did uh, what was it? The winged angel. Yeah, the winged angel off the top of a ladder. I believe it was on Phoenix. And Kenny Omega, he put his knees up when Pac was trying to do his special finisher. Um, but yeah, good match. And Kenny Omega was able to not only take out both Phoenix and um, Pac, and I think I remember seeing Penta getting slammed or being splashed on top of a. I want to say it was splashed on top of a table when one of the guys from the Young Bucks had jumped off the ladder and landed on Penta on the table. That was awesome to see. And Kenny Omega, with all that damage happening around the ring, he climbed up the ladder by himself and he grabbed one of the titles, and they won the best of 7 series with the Death Triangle. So Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, the Elite, are your new AEW Trios champions. So that was a fun match. It's great that was the main event. And um, after that, so Dark was taped first, and then Dynamite was taped next. So the next thing that was taped was Rampage, which usually airs on Fridays. And um, first match, Jon Moxley versus Adam Hangman Page. Um, guys, gotta admit that was a great match. That must have gone on for at least 15, 17 minutes or so, because they're usually given like 20 minutes as a time limit. So that was fun to watch. And to see Jon Moxley come out to his intro Wild thing, that's a great experience to be witnessing in live in person. So um but back and forth, false finishers, both got to hit their finishers. The what is it called? The paradigm shift. But Adam Hangman Page did kick out of it. Um, the we call it the Hangman clothesline from Adam Page. That was good to see live, and he hit it. He had to hit it twice because on the second time he finally got Jon Moxley, and Adam Hangman Page defeated Jon Moxley to open Rampage. Um, so on Rampage, oh, before I forget, so when Daniel Bryan actually went out for his match, right before that, MJF came out and talked to his opponent, uh, Takeshita. Um, so MJF came out with his AEW World Title, and he was, running down not only Takeshita's name, but also kind of had insults for Freddie Prinze Jr. and Ken Jeong, they were front row. So, um, but then Daniel Bryan came out, and MJF just ran to the back. So, I can't wait to see Daniel Bryan versus MJF. Apparently, it's going to be an Iron Man match, so can't wait to see that. Um, and I believe the main event of Rampage was Ruby Soho and Willow. They were fighting. What was her name? Was it? I want to say Tay Conti and or Tay Mello. Um, Tay Mello and Anna Jay. It was a street fight, and oh boy, Ruby Soho got busted open. She was bleeding everywhere, all over her face, and there was a power bomb performed by Willow on, I want to say it's one of the girls. I want to say it was probably on Anna J. Um, the thing is, Willow did not put Anna Jay through the table. She actually sat through the table after jumping off the stage. But Anna Jay, when she landed, it was not on the table. It was actually on the hard surface that was by the table. So that was kind of a cringe moment. So they kind of botched it. I hope Anna Jay is okay. Um, that looked really painful. Um, but yeah, back in the ring, there were thumbtacks thrown in the middle of the ring, and there's trash cans and chairs, kendo sticks. Um, but Ruby Soho, she uh, she pulled off her finisher on top of it and made uh, Tay Mello land on the thumbtacks, and with that finisher, Ruby Soho got the pinfall and won for her team. It's a great match. Not the best one I've seen when it comes to women's street fighting, but there was a barbed wire in there somewhere too. But yeah, great victory by Ruby Soho and Willow over Tay Mello and Anna Jay. Did see Jericho, part of his Jericho Appreciation Society. Um, saw Jake Hager, part of the group, and Sammy Guevara, and of course, Tay Mello and Anna Jay. So it's kind of cool. Everybody's singing the Judas song from Jericho's band, Fozzy. Uh, uh, so it was a good night. And a lot of great action. Got to see a lot of the stars I always keep hearing about, but seeing them perform live, it's just amazing. I wouldn't mind going to another AEW event in LA. So whenever they come back to LA, I'll I might go with my buddy Clark and his buddies. So next wrestling event, I can't wait for WrestleMania 39. That's coming up April 1st, April 2nd. I'm going to come up on March 31st. Taking my nephew, and it's going to be a fun night with my nephew, my buddies, and for night one and night two. It'll be quite an experience out in Hollywood. Um, I did go to a comedy show um, at the Madhouse for the first time ever on Thursday. It's a great venue, actually. Keep hearing about it. And they also have a brick room in the back where they do open mic. So I was there to see Kim Mcvicar. I thought she was 8.4 for her comedy, and the crowd was into most of what her jokes were. And then before that, it was Jacob Johnstone. I thought that he was, I'd say about 8 out of 10 for his performance. And then there was Seabass, Sebastian Fallier. I thought he was about maybe a 7.8 out of 10. There was also Alan Henderson. I thought he was a 7.9 out of 10. And you also have Jim Pine. Thought he was a 7.7 out of 10. He had a funny thing about letting transgenders into the army so they can change the sign that used to say "Don't ask, don't tell" to "Don't ask, I can't really tell." Um, yeah, and then the host. Actually, no, not the host. Another comic that was on there was, I believe, Mike Freeman. I thought that his comedy was about a 7.8 out of 10. There was also a first time I've seen Matt Eisendarth. I thought his comedy was about a 7.7 out of 10. He actually ran the open mic after the show, actually. And I got to see the host, Remy Perez. His comedy was about a 7.9 out of 10. Um, so great comics opening for Kim Mcvicar, who actually ended up doing um, the open mic actually afterwards. And then the open mic, I saw some potential comics here in San Diego. Got to see Grant Sampson. Got to see Carlos Figueroa, saw Veronica Gordon, Samantha Schwimmer. Got to see Billy Orm. He was there. Um, yeah, Matt was in the open mic. Um, so yeah, there were quite a few. And then there was one particular comic who, for 3 minutes, just didn't say anything really. He might have said like 10 words, but it wasn't like real jokes or anything really. He just stood there in like mostly silence. Um, I guess there's always one like that at every open mic. So now I've seen the open mic at the Madhouse. Now I've seen it at um, the Mic Drop and the La Jolla Comedy Store. So uh, can't wait to see what most of these comics will do in the future, and hopefully, great material when I see them again. Um, I did go to another comedy show at the American Comedy Company, also downtown, for the first time. And I was there for, I guess her name was Rosebud Baker. She's a writer for SNL, Saturday Night Live. I gotta say, even though some of her stuff is kind of controversial, but she was like 9.3 out of 10. Super funny, despite all that. And she didn't tell a joke for at least 20 minutes. So that's how funny she was. Um, there were two other comics that opened for her. We have Blair Sochi. I thought that she was maybe a 7.9 out of 10. And uh, then we also had Casey Balsham. And I thought that she was an 8 out of 10. Super funny. And then there was the host, Jacob Johnstone. Um, Again, I still think that his stuff was about a 7.9. I actually know his whole material now. So, um, oh, um, I don't know if I mentioned this. Um, so, um, got to try out this new restaurant called Zama downtown with comic Melissa Wiseman. It looks like a jungle inside, and it has outside the bathroom. There's this pink flowery display, and on top of the restroom door, it says, um, "Please do not do lines in the bathroom." That was hilarious. So yeah, I got to take some good pictures there, and the food was good. I got the ribeye steak. The steak was about a 9 out of 10. I actually tried it as a medium. I usually do medium well. I also got mashed potatoes with it, truffle fries with arugula, and I even tried out their guacamole with chips and their, I guess, their happy hour sushi roll of the day. Good stuff. Overall experience, 9 out of 10. Um, I would probably go there again. Plus, great company. Um, but yeah, oh, and the American Comedy Company. I did try out their sliders with fries. Actually, decent stuff. I would say it's about 8.5 out of 10. Um, well, I also wanted to mention, if I haven't mentioned it already, week 18, um, Eagles, they won, so they kept the number one seed. 49ers won too, so they kept the number two seed. Vikings won as well, kept the three seed. Buccaneers had nothing to play for. They already clinched the NFC South title, so they were already number four. Cowboys did lose, but they already clinched the number five seed. Giants already clinched the sixth seed, even though they lost. Seventh seed was interesting because Seattle won, but that eliminated the Detroit Lions. But the Detroit Lions beat the Packers to eliminate the Packers. Had the Packers won, then they would have eliminated the Seahawks to take the last playoff spot. But this might have been Aaron Rodgers' last game as a Packer, and it might be kind of sad to see. But he had a great career. He did win a Super Bowl, actually. But yeah, it was kind of great to see some good football. last Sunday. Um, Chiefs did win, beat the Raiders to make sure they were number one. Bills won to make sure they got the number two, but they eliminated the Patriots because the Dolphins won their game and they beat the Jets to make sure they got the last seed. So they jumped the Patriots. Um, Bengals beat the Ravens to make sure they were number three. Um, and they already clinched the AFC North title anyway. The four seed Jacksonville Jaguars, they won. They made sure they beat Tennessee Titans in that winner take all South Division title matchup. Um, so yeah, it was pretty good seeing that. And Chargers did lose to the Broncos, but they had to start pulling their starters. But in the process, they actually lost Mike Williams to injury. Joey Bosa got hurt too, and Kenneth Murray also got hurt. There is a lot of controversy what I'm hearing about. It's a mixture of Staley and the players wanting to play, given the fact they already clinched the five seed. But I don't feel like they should have just handed over the game. I mean, they made it tough for the Broncos, and I think the Chargers would have won that game, but they started pulling guys because now, they got your reps in. But unfortunately, you get hurt in football. So um, so with that, the Chargers got the five, Ravens got six, and Dolphins jumped in and got number seven. So this should be a good playoff um, for 2023 for the 2022 season. Actually, I can't wait. And like I said, I'm going to be at the Wood Ranch Barbecue in Mission Valley watching the Chargers playoff game against the Jaguars. Should be fun. But also, it's going to be raining today. So if you guys are watching or happen to be out, be aware that it's going to rain today. So be safe, guys. I will talk to you guys later. Have fun with football, the fights, and good food, and comedy shows, and everything in between. This is Tiggy Maximus signing off. I bid you adieu. Bye.